Hey everyone, welcome to the webinar of Labelo. So let's wait some more time so that all the attendees could join the session. Okay, now let's get into this webinar. So in this webinar, we are going to discuss the main features provided by the Labelo, which is an annotation tool. So what is Labelo? What makes Labelo different from other annotation tools? So basically, Labelo is an open source labeling tool specifically designed to facilitate the annotation of data, making it a valuable resource for professionals in machine learning and data science. Its primary goal is to support users in creating high-quality labeled datasets that are essential for training and evaluating machine learning models. So basically, in this real world of machine learning, the quality and quantity of the training data are critical to the success of models. So Labelo provides a feature for object detection, image segmentation, text classification, and much more. So the main features provided by the Labelo are it has a very user-friendly interface. So it provides a user-friendly and visually engaging interface, enabling users to efficiently navigate and complete labeling tasks. Also, it has a very customizable labeling task. It supports for multiple data types such as images, audio, video, text, and so on. It also has a very convenient export option. Also, it have a good integration capabilities. So let's think which will be the industries which make use of this Labelo, or what are beneficiaries of this Labelo. So this Labelo would be beneficial in many industries such as healthcare, automotive industries, finance industries, retail and e-commerce, and even in the telecommunication industries. So this is the basic idea regarding what is a Labelo. So now let's see what are the main features and other core functionalities provided by Labelo. So for that, let's get into the interface of this Labelo. So this is the main interface of Labelo. So in this interface, we can see the main projects which are pre-created. So these are the two projects which is already created. So project creation is one of the main part of annotating a tool. So a dataset which has to be annotated will be included in a project. So for that, first we need to create a project. So I will take you through the complete process of creating a project. So here we can see a create project button in the top right corner of this main interface. By clicking on this create project button, a new window will appear where we can see the name of the project. So if you want to edit the name of this project, you can just simply click on this box and you can edit the name of this project. Also, we have the option to add a description for the project. So it is completely optional. If you want to provide a description for your project, you can provide the description. And here we have the option to choose the workspace for this particular project, which means you can mention in which workspace this project has to be included. So I'm choosing a workspace from here. So now I'm moving to the data import part, which is one of the main and important part of project creation. So in this part, we can upload the data which has to be annotated, which is obviously the important part. So here we can see different formats which supports which Labelo supports. So here we can see the text, audio, video, images, HTML, time series, and also some common formats like CSV, TSV, and so on. Also, you can connect the cloud storages for importing a large number of files such as Google Cloud, Azure, AWS, and so on. So let me show you how to import a data. So I'm importing a data. So now the data has been imported. Also, we have an option for providing the dataset URL. So if you are annotating a video dataset, you can provide the external URL of the corresponding video here, and you can add the URL here. So another important part is choosing a labeling setup for the data that you have imported. So here we can see the different categories of labeling setups, such as computer vision, natural language processing, audio or speech processing, and all. So I will give you a brief idea about what is this labeling setup. So suppose a dataset is creating for the computer vision or related machine learning model. So all the labeling templates related corresponding to this computer vision will be pre-configured here. Likewise, you can see here all the templates corresponding to this computer vision is pre-configured here. So you can choose any of the template corresponding to the dataset you are going to annotate from here. So I'm choosing this bounding box here. Here we can see some of the labels for this particular template. You can, if you want, you can remove these labels and add a new label according to your preference. So I'm adding a new label here, and you can just save this project so that a new project is created as well as a new data has been imported for this particular project, which can be seen here. So now let's go back to the main interface. So here we can see the new project which is created. So here we have the grid view as well as the list view for this projects. So here we can see the same projects which we have seen in the grid view. So here Labelo provides some more features for this project. So here we have an option for bulk delete. Labelo provides a convenient way for deleting all the projects simultaneously. You don't have to delete the projects one by one. So here, if you want, you can just simply click on this delete button and delete the projects, all the projects or the projects you want to delete. Okay, now let's go back to the grid view. So in this grid view, here we have the option for searching the projects. So here you can just simply give the name for the project and click on this search icon so that the search project will be appeared here. Also, we can filter or sort the data based on this some of the filters available here. So if you want to sort the projects based on the dates they are created, you can just simply click on this. So based on the ascending order of their creation date, the projects will be sorted here. Also, there is an option for sorting it in descending order also. Similarly, we can sort the projects based on the ascending order of their name as well as the descending order of their name. So let me show you one more feature. So in this project, when we click on this 3 dots, we can see some more advanced features here. We can provide a color for this project. So here I have chosen a red color, pink color for this, so that a color has been appeared for that particular project, which will be very helpful for differentiating different projects if there are a large number of projects. Also, if you want to navigate to the settings of this project, you can navigate it from here itself. Also, if you want to duplicate the projects, you can just simply click on this button so that this project will be duplicated. And if you want to pin the project, suppose there is a very important project, so and you want to make the project different from other projects, so you can go with this pin option. So if you pin the project, a pinned icon will be seen here, and you can filter the pinned project from this option. So okay, now let's see what are the other features provided in this Labelo. So now let's navigate to the data manager page where a data for a project is completely managed. So you can just simply click on the project where take you to the data manager page. So this is the main interface of the data manager, where you can see all the tasks for that particular project. So here you can see the data that I just imported earlier for this particular project. So here we can view this data manager, which is all the data in a tabular format having different columns. So let me give you an insight about everything one by one. So let me start with this actions. So you can choose the data which means the task you want to perform the actions. So just choose the task and click on this action button, where you can see different options available, such as retrieve predictions, create annotations from predictions, and all. So what is retrieve predictions? So basically retrieve, by choosing this retrieve predictions option, you can retrieve the predictions based on from the ML models of the current task, which is you can retrieve the prediction of this current task through an ML model. Also, you have the option to create annotations from these retrieved prediction by clicking on this option. And if you, in cases where there is duplicate tasks, you have the option to remove the duplicated task. And if you want to delete a particular task, you can just click on this so that task will be deleted forever. And if you want to delete any annotation performed on this particular task, you can choose this. And also you can delete the predictions created for this particular task. Also, we have an option for columns. So if you want to add any kind of columns for this tabular format, you can just choose the columns from here. Also, if you want to remove any column from here, you can just uncheck these boxes. Also, we have an option for filtering the datasets here. So you can choose the filters from this data manager page. You can add the filter here. So you can choose the filter from here. So I'm choosing a filter from here. Okay, now I have added the filter where inner ID is equal to 1. So all the data according to this filter I have applied will be sorted here. Also, we have an option for ordering the data sets, which is ordering the task based on the parameters given here in this drop down. So these are the main filtering and sorting options provided by Labelo in the data manager page. Also, you can sort the data. If you provide a parameter for sorting the data, you can sort it based on the ascending and descending order of that particular parameter here. Also, here we have the import and export option. So as we have seen earlier, that we have imported the data for the project while creating the project itself. You also have the facility to import the data after creating the project from the data manager page. So which is similarly like we have done earlier. So you can import the data so that the similar window that we have seen earlier will appear. Okay. We also have a list and grid view for the same. So when we click on this grid view, we can view the data as cards. So here we can see the number of annotation. If there is any annotation is performed for this particular task, it can be seen here. Also, if a review is performed for the annotation, that review will also be seen here. So these are the main columns, which is the default columns for a task. So here we will be having the ID of the task, and if an annotation is completed for a particular task, the annotation date will appear here. Also, you can perform any number of annotation for a task. So the number of total annotation per task will appear here corresponding to that particular task. Also, the total cancelled annotation, which means that if you annotate a task, you will be having the option either to submit or to skip the particular annotation. So for some reasons, if you want to skip that annotation instead of submitting it, the total cancelled or skipped annotation count will be appeared here. Also, the total predictions done for this task will be appeared here. And after annotation, if you review a task, if a reviewer reviews the task, they have the option to accept or reject the particular annotation. So if this particular task is accepted in the review, that is this particular task's annotation is accepted in a review, that a total accepted count will be seen here, as well as the rejected count will also be seen here. And the person who has annotated this particular task will be seen here, as well as the reviewer who reviewed the particular annotation will be seen here. And also the last updated date and time will be seen here, and the updated person and the image of the particular dataset that we have imported. So these are some of the default features and functionalities provided by the Data Manager page of Labelo. So now let's move on to the settings part of a project, which is a vast area of features and functionalities. So now let's go to the settings part. So when you click on the settings part, here you can see the different options, which is general settings, labeling interface settings, annotation settings, review settings, and all. So let's see one by one. So in the general settings, we will be having the general information regarding to a project. So here we can see the name of the project, which we have already seen while creating a project. So if you want to edit the name, you can just edit from here, also from the settings also. Also you have the description. If you want to add any description, you can add the description from the settings also. And you can, if you have created a project in a workspace, and if you changed your mind, and if you want to move that project into another workspace, which can be achieved from the settings page. And you have another feature, which is image description. So this image description as well as the search method is a part of a feature, which is image search, which will enable the users to search image based on their content. Suppose if you search for a flower, which is if you search any of the content related to that related to a particular image, that image will be searched and retrieved. So this image description and search method is part of that feature, which is completely optional, which is not at all mandatory. So we can choose any of the image description as well as the search method here in order to perform this image search. Also we can choose the color for this project from here. Also you have another feature, which is task sampling, which provides three options, which is sequential sampling, random sampling, as well as the uncertainty sampling. So sequential sampling is nothing but if you choose this option, the task will be ordered by the data manager ordering, which is the default ordering. And if you choose the random sampling, the task will be chosen with a uniform random. And if you choose the uncertainty sampling, the task will be chosen according to the model uncertainty score. So if you enable the active learning mode, the uncertainty sampling can be made use of. And if you made any of the changes in this general settings, you can just simply click on to this save these changes. Now let's move on to the labeling interface. So labeling interface is basically same as the labeling setup that we have seen while creating a project. So here you can add any of the label you want to add for this particular project. So you can provide the name of the label and click on this add button and save it. Also, you can add add the label through code. Also, you can make some changes in this code so that a new label will be created. So before adding a label, you need to browse the template, which is similarly same as we have seen. I have already given you an example regarding this. So you can choose any of the labeling setup that you want from here. Okay, now the next part is annotation settings. So here we can see some of the settings related to the annotation of data. The first one is labeling instruction. So you can see a toggle here which is show before labeling. So while you are labeling, if you want to give any of the instruction regarding the labeling of the data to the annotator, you can provide the instruction on this text area, so that that instruction will be appeared for the particular annotator who's annotating this particular task while annotating that data. So it will help the users to complete the labeling task. If they want to know any of the instructions regarding this, it will be very helpful for them to complete the task without any errors or anything. So this instruction field supports HTML markup and it allows use of images, iframes and all. So if you want to show this instruction before labeling, which is as soon as you open the task for labeling, the instruction will be shown for the annotator if you toggle this button. And there is another option which is pre-labeling. So if you toggle this, you can use the prediction to pre-label the task, which is you can enable and select which set of prediction can be used for pre-labeling. So from here you can select the prediction on which the model you want to use, and after doing the changes here, you can just save it. Then you have the next feature, which is skip queue. So skip queue is basically an important feature in the annotation settings. So it provides three options, such as requeue skip the task back to the annotator, requeue skip the task to others, or ignore skip. So I have already discussed you that you have the feature to either submit or the skip or to skip the annotated data. So this skip queue will play when a task, an annotated task, is skipped instead of submitting it. So if you choose this requeue skipped task back to the annotator, if you skip any of the task, it will be requeued to the same annotator's queue at the end of the annotation, which means that it will be gone back to the same annotator in order to annotate once more it by rectifying the previous annotation faults. And if you choose a requeue skipped task to others, the skipped task will be requeued to another annotator so that they can annotate it better. So also there is an option to ignore the skipped. So if suppose no one sees the skipped task, that task with the skipped annotation will be seen as finished. Next, you have the annotating option. So here it provides some options, which is show skip button, allow empty annotation, show the data manager to annotators. Annotators must leave a comment on skip, which means that show the data manager to annotators. If you enable this option, that data manager will be seen only for that particular annotator. Also, if you enable the last option, which is annotators must leave a comment on skip, while skipping a task, the annotator should definitely leave a comment regarding the skipping of the particular task. Also, you have the distribute task labeling, which is auto as well as manual. If you choose auto, the task will be distributed automatically to annotators. Also, if you choose a manual, you need to assign each task for each annotators, which means that you need to give a particular task for a particular annotator so that all the tasks will be equally distributed for every annotators in this particular project. So these are the main settings provided by the annotation settings. Now let's move on to the review settings. Review settings is somewhat similar to what we have seen in the annotation settings. So first we will be having a review instructions. So review instruction is same as the annotation instruction, which means that if you want to provide any kind of instruction regarding the review of a particular annotation, you can just provide that review over here, and it will be available for the reviewer while he is attempting to review an annotation. And if you want to show it before reviewing, it will be available here. It will be done through this. Also, you have the distribute task labeling, which have auto as well as manual. So if you choose auto, the task will be automatically distributed equally to the reviewers. And if you choose the manual, you need to manually assign each annotated task to each reviewers present in the particular project. Next, you have the model feature. So this is one of the main important feature in this particular annotation tool. So from this, you can connect your first model. So here you can choose a machine learning model. You want to generate predictions. So you can just connect the model here by clicking on this button. Next, you have the predictions. So if there is any prediction, it will be seen here. So prediction could be used to pre-label the data or validate the model. You can upload and select prediction from multiple model versions. Also, you can connect live models in the model tab. So this is the prediction settings. Next, you have the cloud storage. So in the cloud storage, you can add cloud or database storage as a source for your labeling task or the target of your completed annotation. So from here, you can add the source storage. So here you can see some of the storage types. You can choose any of the storage types and you can add the storage here. Next, you have the webhooks. So if you want to add any of the webhooks for this particular project, you can add from here. So webhook basically allow external services to be notified when certain events happen. When the specified event occurs, a post request is sent to each of the URLs you provide. So if there is any external event is happening, webhooks allows webhooks will notify it to you. Next, you have the danger zone. So if you want to delete this particular project, you need you have the option for it in danger zone. So if you want to delete a notation or task or project, you can always done from here. You can reset the cache from here, drop all tabs as well as the delete this particular project from here. So these are the main settings provided by Labelo for each project. So if you want to do any of the changes or something in this any of the settings of a project, you can just simply open the settings tab and you will be having these much of options for the settings of a project. Next, we have the members tab. So this is also the one of the main important part of this Labelo project management. So an annotation and reviewing can be done successfully only if it is the task management is done greatly. So the task management can be done if each of the tasks is divided equally for annotators as well as for reviewers. So this can be achieved by assigning the members for each task, so which can be done through this members feature. So before understanding this members feature, let me take you through the organization page, which is the backbone of this Labelo. So here we have the team page. So let's open this team page. So here we can see the details of the organization members, or will give you a brief idea about the organization. So here we can see the current organization for this projects, and the number of members included in this organization can be seen here. So these are the members included in this organization. So this will be the owner of this organization, and you can add the members for this particular organization. So Labelo provides different roles for a member here, such as they can either be administrator or manager, annotator, or a reviewer. So let me show you the way you can add members. So you can just click on this add people button in order to in order to invite members for this particular organization. So by choosing this copy link, and by giving this link, you can invite a member to this particular organization, and if they accept the invitation, they will be a part of this organization. Also, you can invite the people to your organization through their email ID. So you can provide their email ID here, as well as the particular role of that person here, and you can send that. So they will receive an email, which is an invitation to this particular organization, into their mail. So if they accept that particular invitation, they will become a member of this organization. So this is how we add a member for a particular organization in Labelo. Also, by clicking on this icon, we can get overview of the member. So currently this member is in active state. If they accept the invitation for this particular invite, they will become in active state. So here we can see the email as well as the role of this particular member. So all the projects created by this member will be available here. So since there is no projects created by this particular member, this will be empty now. So if there is any project created by this member, it will be available here. Also, if they have contributed to any projects, contribution in the sense if they have annotated or reviewed any kind of tasks, that project in which the task included will be appeared here. Also, the invitation link will be active only for 24 hours. So within 24 hours, the member has to accept the invitation in order to become a part of this organization. So this is an overview of the organization details as well as the members in this particular organization. Now let's go back to the project and open this members tab. So now since suppose there is 4 or 5 members in an organization, and you want to add these, suppose you want to add 2 members in a project 1 and another 2 members in project 2, likewise. So for that, you can choose a project and choose the members page and click on this add members button, so that all the members, a list of all the members included in this particular organization will be available here. You can add those members you want to add in this project by choosing them from here. So I'm adding the members here. So the owner will be by default will become a part of this particular project, and beside him, those members whom you want to add into this project can be added like this. So I have added 2 members here. Also, you will have to meet some specific condition in order to publish this project. Only if you publish a project, it will be available for the annotator or a reviewer to annotate or review this particular project. So for that, you first need to set up the labeling interface, which we have been already done earlier while creating a project. I think you remember that part. Also, data should be imported, so which also have been done earlier. So also you need to move this project into any of the workspace. Then only you will be able to publish this particular project. So since all of this condition is met now, you can just publish the project so that the project will be successfully published. Now let me go back to this. So the members will be added for this particular project. Okay, now let's discuss another beneficial feature provided by Labelo, which is Workspace. We have already seen choosing a workspace while creating a project. So let's see how to create and manage a workspace for the projects in Labelo. So here we can see a drop down where we can see an option which is a workspace. So here we have some of the already created workspaces here. So if you want to create a new workspace, you can simply provide the name of the workspace here and click on this add button so that workspace will be added. Okay, so the workspace is now added. So if you want to give some edits for this workspace, like if you want to change the name of the workspace, you have a gear option here. So click on the settings option. From there, you can edit the name of the workspace and just simply click on this update button. So the name of the workspace will be now updated, as you can see here. Also, if you want to archive this particular workspace, you can click on the settings button and you have an option for archiving here, and you can click on this archive button so that this workspace will be archived. So let's see. Now the workspace is archived, and all the archived workspaces will be available here. So simply click on this so that you can see the archived one here. And if you want to unarchive it, just click on this unarchive button so that it will be unarchived. And also, okay, now you can see it has appeared under workspaces. And if you wish to delete any of the workspaces, you can do this similar way so that the workspace will be deleted. Here we can see the option for deleting the workspace. Remember one thing, the workspaces in which there is no projects can only be deleted. A workspace having projects could not be deleted. So if you wish to delete a particular workspace, first remove all the projects inside it, then you can delete it. So if you delete the workspace, that will be removed forever. So these are the main process of creating and managing a workspace for Labelo. Okay, now let's go through some more features provided by Labelo in this main interface of this Labelo. So as you can see in the top right corner of this main interface, there are some features such as manage members, use templates and all. So let's see what are these features and for what purpose these features are made use of. So you have a button for manage members. So as you have seen, managing members for each project, you also have the option to manage members for each workspaces also. We have already seen the creation and management of workspaces. So now let's see how to manage a member inside a workspace. So similarly, we have assigned different members for different projects. You can also assign different members for different workspaces also, which will be very helpful to manage the workspaces without any conflicts and all. So let's see how to add a member to a particular workspace. So here you can see all the organization members which we have seen in the organization page. So these are the organization members of this particular organization. So if you want to assign an organization member to a particular workspace, first you need to choose that particular workspace. So I'm choosing this workspace. So I want to add two of the organization members for this particular workspace. So let me open this manage members, and here you will be having all the organization members. So I'm choosing two of these members for this particular organization. So after selecting the members for this workspace, you can click on this arrow button so that they will be moved under this workspace members, and you can assign so that those members will be assigned for this particular workspace. So let's see, is it done or not? So I'm choosing this, and you can open this manage members. So you can see that workspace, that organization members are assigned for this workspace. This is how you assign a member to a workspace. And you also have the option to search members. If there are large number of members in an organization, it would be very difficult to assign a member for a workspace. At those times, this searching option would be beneficial. So you can simply search based on their email ID or name. So this is how the manage members inside a workspace works. Next, you have the use template option. So before using this use template, let me tell what is the purpose of this use template. So basically, you can use this use template when you want to use a project that you have created as a template. So for that, first you need to save a project as a template. So I'm choosing the same project that I have created. For that, you can go to this general settings. So here you can see a button which is a save as template. So if you want to save this particular project as a template, you can save this project as template. You can provide the template name here. So I'm choosing a template name. And if you want to provide a description for this template, you can provide it over here and save it so that this project will be now saved as a template. So when you click on this, you can see the template here, so that a new template will be appeared here. So basically, why this template is used, if you want to create any project similar to this earlier project, you can make use of this template option. So by using that template, you can create another similar project according to the same template structure of the earlier project. So you can provide the name of the second project you are creating based on the first project's template. So I'm providing a name here, and also there is an optional description if you want to provide, and you can create. So as you can see, all the features of the project 3 is now inherited to this new project, even though the color. So this is how the use template works. Here we have a notification option, so which is one of the very beneficial feature or provided by Labelo. So in this notification feature, the user will be notified if there is any notification for them. Suppose if an annotator is assigned for this for a particular project, that notification will be available for that particular annotator. Similarly, if there is any reviewer assigned for the particular project, that reviewer will be notified through this notification feature. So all the things that are to be notified for the members will be notified through this notification feature. Now let's see the account settings of this Labelo. So when you open the account and settings, you can see the account info, access token, organization details, and notification details of this particular organization. So here you can see the current users, which is the owner of this organization, the email, username, and all of this organization. And if you want to provide any profile picture for this particular user, you can choose the file from here and you can save it. Now you have the organization details here. So you can see the name of the organization here, and the number of the annotations completed by this owner in this organization will be seen here. The count will be appeared here. Also, the projects contributed by this particular member, which is obviously the owner, will be available here. Suppose the owner has annotated or reviewed. Owner will be having, which is the main important thing, that the owner will be having all the access, which is owner will have the access to create a project, import a task, annotate a task, review, even to review a task. So all the contribution done by the owner for a project will be appeared here. So, and the ID of the organization, organization owner, and the organization created date and time will be available here. Also, you have a part for access tokens as well as the notifications. So after that, you have the organization settings. So in this organization settings, the details of the organization will be available. Earlier, we have seen the details of the owner, which is the current user is seen in the account setting. So the details of the organization will be available here. So here you can see the name of the organization ID, the organization owner, the organization created date, as well as the role. So if the current user is the owner of this particular organization one, they will have the access to delete this particular organization. Also, you can edit, the owner can edit the name of the organization and save the changes. So suppose if the current user is not the owner of the organization, he might be the reviewer or the annotator of this organization, then this delete organization will be automatically changed to leave organization, which means that which enables the annotator or a reviewer to be left from this particular organization. Also, you can see the organization details. The current user can create any number of organization. So here you can see the default organization, which is the current organization. And if the owner wants to create a new organization, he can create it from here. He can provide the name of the organization and click on the create button so that the organization will be created. So he will be the owner of this organization. Now let's see. Here we can see the current organization. Here we will be having a drop down of all the organizations created, and you can simply switch to another organization if the owner want to perform. If the current user want to perform any kind of task or something in another organization, he can simply switch on this organization so that it will be redirected to the another organization. So this is how the organization settings works and switching of the organization works. Okay, now let's discuss about the most important part of this annotation tool, Labelo, which is annotating a data. Labeling a data is critical in providing a highly accurate and efficient data set for machine learning models. So let's see how to annotate a data perfectly and accurately. So for that, let me open a project. So here you can see the data. which has to be annotated. So before annotating a data, you need to assign an annotator for this particular data to be annotated. So for that, I have already given you how shown you how to add a member for this project. So once more, I am adding the members for this project, which are who are the organization members. So I have added the organization member here, and I have published this project so that this project will be available for the annotators and all the reviewers for this particular project. So after that, you need to go to the settings, and let me go to the annotation and choose the distribute labeling, task labeling as manual, which means that only if made the distribution labeling, task labeling distribution as manual, you can assign an annotator for this project. So I have chosen it as manual. Now go back to the data manager interface. From there, you can see the assign annotator feature here. From there, you can click on this so that a modal will appear where you can see the owner as well as the annotator present in this particular project. So this is the particular annotator present in this project. You can choose this and assign this annotator for this project. So now this annotator will be assigned for this project. So here you can see an annotator is assigned for this particular project. So after assigning an annotator for the particular project, in the interface of that particular annotator, all the project assigned for him or her will be available. So here we can see the particular project that we have assigned for this annotator. So you can click on this label my task button so that it will be navigated to the labeling interface. So in this labeling interface, you will be having many features. So here you have an option to move this particular data, pan this image, zoom in or zoom out this image, or zoom presets will be available. The brush labels as well as the option to erase any of the label that we have provided. Also, we have the comments info history section. So if there is any comment regarding this particular annotation, it can be provided here. So if another annotator came to continue the annotation, they will get a brief idea about the annotation done by the previous annotator. Also, you have the information, which is all the selection details of this particular data will be available here. Also, the annotation history. So all the annotation history done by the annotator will be available here. Next, you have the regions and the relation feature. So the region feature will give you all the regions in which the data has been annotated, all the regions of the data that has been annotated. So here the region is suppose in a data set, the user wish to annotate a region, different regions of the data. So all those regions will be available here. So let me show you how to annotate a data. So for that, you have the brush labels as well as the rectangle labels template available. Also, for each of the templates, labels corresponding to them are also assembled here. So you can choose a label from here and you can just simply label it. So here you can see the region has been appeared here, and also the annotation history done by the annotator just now is available here. After annotating the data, you can either skip or submit the button. If you wish to skip, that means you have changed your mind and you no longer need to wanted to annotate this particular data set. You can skip the option. You can skip this data set or submit. So right now I'm submitting this annotation. So you can see the annotation have been saved successfully. So that you can see the annotation progress here, which is the annotation has been completed. So after annotating the data, the reviewer has to review this annotation, which means that which is very important. So in order to find any kind of mismatch or any kind of rectifications is needed for this annotation, the reviewer will analyze the annotation and give you the review about this annotation. So once the data is annotated by the annotator, you can see a check mark in this annotators column, which means that the data has been annotated and successfully submitted by the annotator. So this indicates this highlighted profile of the annotator, as well as the check mark implies that the data has been successfully annotated. So the next part is to assign a reviewer for this annotation so that this annotation can be reviewed thoroughly by the reviewer. So for that, let's go through the similar process we have done for assigning an annotator. So first, let me move to the members tab. So we have already assigned a reviewer for this project. After that, move to the settings of this and move to the review settings. From this, choose the task labeling distribution as manual, so that a reviewer can be manually assigned for this particular project. After that, go back to the data manager page, so that a reviewer will be, a reviewer should be assigned for this task. For that, choose this particular task. So here we can see a new button which is assign reviewers. So after clicking on it, you will having a window. From there, you can choose the reviewer and assign that reviewer for that particular task. So now the reviewer has been assigned for this task, which can be seen here in a faded, which is not much highlighted, in a faded kind of thing. You can see here the profile of the reviewer. So now the reviewer will be having this particular task for reviewing in his interface. So let's see how to review a task. So this is the interface of the reviewer, where you can see all the projects assigned for this particular reviewer to review. So this is the project that we have been assigned for this reviewer. So just click on this review annotation button. So it will be automatically navigated to the data manager page. From there, you can choose the project. So here you can see the label that we have done. So the reviewer will check the annotation done by the annotator and evaluate whether any changes is needed for this annotation, or whether this annotation is perfect or not. So after doing a thorough evaluation, the reviewer will finalize whether this annotation has to be accepted or rejected. So let me show you how to accept it. So here we can see two buttons: to reject, to accept. So I'm accepting this annotation, so that you can see the project is, the data is reviewed and the annotation is successful. That is, there is no change is needed for this particular annotation. So after reviewing, here you can see the reviewer in a highlighted shade, as well as a check mark can be seen here, which indicates that the review is successful, as well as there is no changes needed for particular annotation. So once the review is completed, you can export this labeled data. So let me show how to export this labeled data. So choose the particular task that you have just completed your annotation and reviewing and all. So let me choose this task, and you have the option to export this particular annotation. So click on this export button, so you can see the different formats in which you can export the data sets. So you have the formats which is JSON, Min, CSV, TSV and all. Also, Labelo provides some of the most popular exporting formats such as Coco, YOLO, Pascal Work and much more. So you can simply click on this export button. You can choose in which format you need to export this data, and you can click on this export option so that the data will be exported. So this is how you export a data in Labelo. Now let's assume what if user has a feature in which they can evaluate the progress of their project. Yes, Labelo provides such a feature, which is dashboard. So in the dashboard view, the user will be able to evaluate the progress of their annotated task, the progress of their review, evaluate the performance of the annotator, reviewer, and much more. So now let's get into the dashboard page. So in the dashboard page, we can see different charts available here. So under the overview section, we can see the overall progress of this particular project, in which we can see the total files included in this project, the completed files and the remaining one. Since I have annotated 3 files out of 4 in this project, 3 of them are completed and 1 is remaining. And here we can see the annotation progress, that is 1 is remaining to label and 3 is already annotated, and none of them is skipped. So the 70% of the annotation is completed now. Also we have the review progressed. So in the review, there is nothing left. So there is 3 approved annotations, which is the accepted reviews, and there is nothing rejected, which means 100% of the can see 100% review progress. So then we have the performance, which is the task performance. So here we can see the date available here, and we can see a bar chart to showcase the performance of the annotated data and the reviewed data. So here we can see 3 of them are annotated and 3 of them are reviewed. Then we have the total time spent for this task, which is 0.06 hours, and average time taken for this task, as well as the average time taken per label and average review time can be evaluated from the section. Next, we have the annotator performance as well as the reviewer performance. So here we can see the owner of this organization will be able to evaluate the performance of their annotator as well as the reviewer. So here we can see the performance of the annotator. So here we will be able to see who annotated the particular task. Next, we have the label distribution. So in this label distribution, we can see the label that we used to label, annotate the data, and the count, which means that the number of tasks which made use of this label. And here we can see the share also. Also, this dashboard provides very convenient features, such as we will be able to drag this and place it in the position that we want. So after dragging it, just simply save so that the changes will be saved. And if you want to resize any of the component, you can resize it from here. So after resizing, you can save the changes in order to pertain those changes. Then if you want to change the layout of this particular chart, you can just simply click on this icon so that it will be changed. And if you want to save this chart as an image, you can just download it from here. So these are the main things provided by the dashboard view of Labelo. So this will be very helpful for the user in order to analyze the progress, the overall progress of their task. So in this detailed video, I have been gone through the important and main features of this Labelo, which is the project, how to create a project in Labelo. Let me summarize the main areas that I have covered in this webinar, which is how to create a project, how to import a task in the project, which is the data in a project, how to choose the labeling setup for the particular data that you are going to annotate, how to annotate a data, which is obviously the important part, and how to review a label data. Also some additional and important features such as organization management, workspace management, dashboard feature, settings of the each project and all has been covered in this webinar. So these are the main things included in this Labelo. So this basically provides a convenient and an easy way for the user to annotate their data efficiently and accurately, which helps them in providing a better and accurate data set for machine learning models. So no matter whether you are a beginner in data science or an experienced practitioner, Labelo's intuitive interface and helpful documentation make it easy to get started with labeling tasks. So if you want to know further things about this Labelo, you can just check on the Labelo's website, which is labelo.ai, which contains different kinds of documentation and blogs regarding to each and every feature of this Labelo. You can just simply get into this website in order to get the documentation and blogs. Also, thus exploring a Labelo and joining its community opens the doors to personal development, project enhancement, and active participation in the growing field of machine learning. So it is high time to join a community like Labelo, which helps you to annotate your data, data sets accurately in order to get a better machine learning, in order to provide it to a better machine learning model. So thank you for joining the session. It's all about Labelo.